Uh-oh. Hang on a second. We are about to go live, about to figure this thing out. I always hate having to do this every single weekend. I got to figure out how to do this live stream thing. Let me just put on a little... Oh, does not let me do that? We're about to get started. I just got to put that thumbnail, that bad boy on here. Live. Edit. None of y'all are even here yet, so that's fine. Someone's already liked the stream. We love to see it. Someone's also going to dislike it like right away. But yeah, this is just a late night stream, a Q&A. I figured I would just, I don't know, pass some time. I got bored today, so right now I'm just going to get that thumbnail going. Where in goodness name is it? Okay, well, this is the one we're going to go with. There we go. Q&A stream. We're up live. 2 people in the chat, 2 likes. Oh, we're starting off with a really... Oh, shoot, there's a lot of people in here already. We got Wayne in the building. What up, Wayne? Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast is a crazy name. The tree better be like super cool. Also, let me know if my audio levels are really jacked up because I think I turned it down for a video. I don't know if they're super bad. KG Visuals notification gang. What up? What up? Cinemagic Inc. I'm here. Honestly, love your energy. Hey, respects for that, bro. Respects for that. Realistically, this is kind of just like a Q&A stream. I'm just really bored and procrastinating. I told myself I'd go to the gym at 9:15, 9:30. I said I'd go. Yeah. Sounds good. What up? Venroy, what up? Audio is low. You speak French? Actually, kind of technically, yes. But I'm not that great at it anymore. I took French in elementary school and high school. That should be a lot better in terms as far as audio should go. That should be fine. It's at like negative 6 dB on my camera. Audio's good. Okay. Wayne said audio's good. Yeah, guys, this is not a very themed live stream for today. Sundays, I'm trying to experiment with going on a little bit later at night because I think this is the one time where like people are just kind of winding down and want to just, do hood rat stuff with your hood rat friends. And people ask questions in this live stream. So we're chilling out here. Any questions you guys have, future projects. Obviously, I can't tell you things that like, I can't tell you. But, or what are some of your thoughts on some of the new stuff that's come out? Hey, Giovanni's always in the cut, bro. Love the colors. Hey, I got a really cool video talking about some simple things you can do to get a really cool image. One of those things is, if you haven't noticed, I am wearing a shirt that contrasts with the light in the background. Super simple. Doesn't cost you a lot of money to do it. What camera lens are you streaming with? Everything's in the link in the description down below, but I am using the Blackmagic Pixels with the Blazar Remus 45mm lens. It's going to have its PL to L mount adapter, and I'm using the DJI Focus Pro motor, and I have focus pulling on this hand wheel right about here. And that's how I do basically everything. And then I'm recording audio on the DJI Lav Mic 2s. Also, if I get out of focus at any time, it's up to you guys to be good friends to tell me, because I can do something like this. That looks terrible. Or let me just get my hat. If I get my hat sharp, I'm pretty good. Or we're going to go there, and we're perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Oh, and I dropped again. I'm going to just, you know what? I'm going to leave it here. There we go. Audio's cool, but what's your take on the newcomers into the YouTube world? I have 0 takes. More the merrier, man. It's like, if I'm playing for, I guess, the Eagles, and someone asks, like, what do you think of the rookies? I'm like, rookies come in every single year. I think it's fine. Ah, bonsoir tout le monde. Eh, mon ami. That's as far as my French goes. I haven't used French in a long time, and I kind of lost it a bit. Hey, bro, what is the max ISO I could push the FX30 and keep good footage? I would just keep it between the 2 base ISOs. Like, any FX line camera that I've had, I pretty much exclusively use Cine EI. So that usually, yeah, that's what, 800 and 3200. I just kept it between those 2 things. One thing that I wouldn't do, though, because I think the way that people use ISO is kind of a fail-safe in case you don't have controlled lighting, I'd focus on maybe having, even if you have tiny lights, maybe lighting a little bit more than just pushing the ISO, because oftentimes it'll work. It's not going to work the way that you want it to a lot of times. But I'd say like 3200 is probably what the highest I would go. But for a smaller sensor, I would just add more lights if I can. I wonder, has anyone heard any new camera news for this week? It's kind of a weird time because I feel like January is not only going really fast, but it's also going really slow at the same time. There's like rumors flying around everywhere, like the A7 IV may come out, which I don't have very high expectations for new Sony stuff this year outside of maybe new FX line stuff. But in terms of the alpha stuff, it kind of feels like you've gone as far as you can. And I mean, like, yeah, Nikon has their Z6 III, Panasonic has Open Gate, but at the same time, when you think about it, up until like Nikon bought Red, that was as high as Nikon could go. So they gave you the whole kitchen sink. So it's a little bit different with Sony because they have different lines for different cameras. This live stream is making me procrastinate on my website. Hey, Elvis, just throw on the live stream, throw some headphones, and then make your website while you're doing that. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. What smartphone are you rocking with? I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, I have one of these guys. I got one of these guys. It's nice. I thought I was going to use my phone a lot more than I was, but then I got an Osmo Pocket and Osmo Action 5, and I use this a bit less. Like, this is more so like if I want to get like a good Instagram story. Like, I'm one of the 5 people that use that camera button all the time, and I'll just flick it on. I'll get the video that I want, and then I'm good to go. So I use it for that stuff, but for like inserts into videos, I usually use my Osmo cameras for that, which is an upcoming video because I've been thrown into a really far rabbit hole. Hey, Matt Ellis, SL2 with a Sony A5000. If you guys don't know Matt, this guy's an absolute legend. Also, congratulations on your engagement. But it's funny because these are the 2 cameras that me and him started with respectively. I got the A5000, and Matt pushed the absolute limits on that SL2 for the longest time. What are your thoughts on what you have seen about the Nexus G1? It looks cool. I think it would have probably been a bit more impactful if the Pixis didn't exist, or if it came out while we were waiting for the Pixi. I don't know, whatever the plural is of that. Like when we were waiting for that to ship, I think it made a lot of sense. And it's not a low enough price tag where I wouldn't just get a Blackmagic Pixis. I think for me personally, but I mean, if you want all the other stuff with it, I think it's a great deal. I own the S5 IIX. Everyone around me owns Sony. I'm the only willing to switch to Sony if I get really cheap FX3 or an A7 V that matches the Lumix and has full frame 4K 60. Wayne, I think, like, okay, I can see that. I find with Sony, the reason why, like, I will always keep, like, one Sony camera is kind of around the same thing. Like, I shot with Canon for a while, actually the entire pandemic, until I started working with other people that have Sony cameras, and then I'm like, screw it, I'll just go get myself a Sony camera. But I think the hard part with having like a not Sony ecosystem, it's not that the other cameras are bad. It's that if you want to match or you want to borrow lenses or anything like that, everybody is on the E-mount. So I feel you with that one. I wish Lumix had more to offer on their ecosystem, like more lenses and stuff like that. But I think it's a catch-22 because their cameras are so cheap, so they don't make enough profit, I'm guessing, to make more lenses. And even though like Sigma's making a bunch of stuff, you can't really rely on a third party to kind of carry your lens ecosystem for you. OP3 solid. Hey, I just finished a little LUT pack that I made for the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Action 5. I still got to do some more testing. I've traveled a bunch with them, so I have like footage from like desert locations and winter locations and like outside on a normal summer day. I particularly use those cameras outside because I think the smaller sensors work really well when you're in like when you have natural light coming in. But hopefully they'll finish up somewhere in the month. I think, Matthew, I think you just asked that. Keep it between the base ISOs. I think you'll be fine. Have I used the Blackmagic camera app on the iPhone? I absolutely have. I kind of wish I could map this camera button to the camera app. I haven't figured out a way how to do that just yet. I don't think you can do that, to be honest with you. But I have used it. It's really nice. I think once, and I was going to make a longer video about it and do a little bit more with the iPhone, but I broke my ND filters and I had to wait for a moment to reship them. And because so many people ordered ND filters for the iPhone, like I got those ND filters like 6 days ago, and I haven't been able to get around to it since. Production quality. Yeah, we are anamorphic SHILL live streamers out here. You may see a couple other of us making these live streams on Anamorphic. So there we go. Okay. Big Kofi in the building, ladies and gents. Smash a like on the big post. Jesus. Hey, Rob is unhinged in these live streams, bro. He will literally come in like a wrecking ball and say the most unhinged things every single time. I'm here for it, but your aunties and your sisters and your mothers are safe. So we'll just put it there. But also hit that like button because it's kind of weird when there's like 30 of you, but 12 people liked it. Any updates on your gear that got stolen? Yes. The insurance payout plus the amount the insurance is going to increase. It's not that much worth it. So I actually ended up starting the process of buying a lot more new stuff. So I'm looking at getting a couple of lights, but I'm going to wait a little bit because I hope that some other lights will come in that might be better value. As far as lenses go, instead of rebuying the DZO 12mm, because fun fact, Vantru actually sponsored the Vantru video, which now I have my camera that's always on in my car. So at least if like something happens, it's kind of a deterrent, but not like, obviously it doesn't stop someone from smashing open your car. That paid for a lot of the stuff that I lost. So I've just been in the process of like buying stuff, but also in buying stuff, I'm like, I want to get new things that might serve the same purpose, which is why you're probably going to see the most annoying Laowa 10mm f2.8 lens video, is mostly because of that. But yeah, in the process of buying new stuff, Vantru did a solid sponsoring that video. I think it's also just useful to have a dash cam, but, yeah, the insurance, it didn't make any sense with the deductible. Hey, we'll see your live stream. Wow, what's happening? Hey, I'm doing good, Alorio. I'm actually going to try my best, and I'm still working on this, and it's tough. I got a 24-hour gym, so I can go to the gym late at night, so I could stream, and then I could just go and do my cardio at night. Again, shameless plug. Wait, what happened? Oh, I don't know what Wayne just sent me. Wayne just sent me a message on Instagram. I can't see it. But, yeah, so I got a 24-hour gym, which is nice, because I could stream, and then when I'm like, oh, no, like, I'm tired or whatever, or, like, I'm done, I could just go to the gym right after and then go to sleep. Hey, Greg, what up? Sup, bro, saying warm out there. Bro, we are in something called a polar vortex, or it just ended. And it gets so cold where if you're in school, you're told not to go. And sometimes it gets so cold, they tell you, like, don't go outside, which happens from time to time, especially in, like, late January, February in Canada, to the point where when I was in school, like, my eyelashes would, like, freeze together. I think I've told that story 100 times. But, yeah, it's like sometimes it's so cold it's dangerous to go outside. But it's at the tail end of it now. There's a Samsung flash drive that's really small that makes it easier to shoot on iPhone. Yeah, they actually send that to me. Oh, I think you actually... Okay, that's the... Okay, Wayne sent me that, then said shameless plug. Makes sense. That makes a lot more sense now. I actually have been liking... If I could find it... Angelbird has one of these. Hang on one sec. So they have these PKT card readers. I did a reel on these a little bit, but one thing I'm going to make in a separate reel is you can plug this in. Like if you get like a little sleeve on the back of your phone, which I got to figure out a way how to do that, but I could actually use this as the hard drive on my phone, and I could write my footage to CF Express Type A cards. So that's going to be a cool way to make like expandable memory on your phone, and also like having 1 terabyte that's super fast is nice. So. And it will say chat on desktop. I can only see it on mobile right now. Oh, that's weird. You should be able to see it. Yeah, you should be able to see it. Chat is enabled. And I don't have anything else open anywhere else. That's super strange that you can't see the chat. Hang on a second. Where did my feed go? Oh, there you go. Oh, there you are. We're back. Yeah, man, I want to try them LUTs when they're done. And on some D-Log drone footy. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get them to work for... So far, the Osmo Pocket 3, Osmo Action 5, they work pretty well. And they're super subtle. Like, they're not crazy. I don't want, like, pocket camera footage to have these, like, crazy grades on them. But I got to get some more D-Log M footage. I actually might buy myself a Mavic Mini Pro in order to kind of get a look at what that footage looks like. Have you tried using shortcuts to set the action buttons to the app? Yes, Elvis, I have. Mine is actually set to Sunseeker because when I'm doing location scouting, that's when I use the phone the most. And Sunseeker is my action button on my phone. So whenever I need to like know when sunrise and sunset is when I'm location scouting for a shoot, that's when I'll use it. So I'll send you a video I made about it. Hey, do your thing. What suggestion for folks who typically use photo lenses for video and want to get started in cine glass? Nate, I would say don't overstress it, for one. Like, I think I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and he was talking about the same thing where he wants to get into cine lenses and he doesn't know where to start. I think use the same logic as when picking your prime lenses, is whatever like focal length you shoot at the most, find the prime lens that you could afford with the best quality at that given point in time, and then start with those. Because a lot of like cine lenses you're going to start off with are probably going to be primes, which is the opposite with photo lenses because most people start with zooms. Use it that way. Use that logic. And then also, if you could rent them, I would rent like lenses. Like maybe if you're looking for like a 35 mil, rent a bunch of them because they all look a little bit different, and kind of go with what you think looks the best. So for me, I like the DZO look. I like the Vespa Primes look a lot. So I would pick up like a 35 millimeter, and that would be kind of the lens I'm going to use. Now, I have a 40, so it's kind of the same logic. But because I like what that kind of lens identity is, I would pick up one of those guys and then expand my kit from there. But renting is probably the easiest way to figure that out. How many takes should I shoot 24 FPS and 60 FPS for videos? Not all scenes, but takes. Enough that's necessary. I don't really know the correct answer for that one. But one thing I would say is that, like, make sure you have your coverage. I mean, make sure you have enough performance takes and stuff like that with coverage. And then your B-roll is going to depend on your story. That very much is shoot dependent. I don't think there's a hard set rule for those. Is there another filmmaker meet in Toronto? I went to the one that was sponsored by Sony and was great to meet people in the same industry. Yeah, actually there is. Archel or Arkel. Yeah, there is. That one's actually, we're working on it right now. We just started conversations, and I think our first call is tomorrow, actually. So it's gonna probably be in I think the schedule said March or April, and it's going to be a combination of if you went to the other one, the Sports Emporium, where I did the Burano workshop, and then the last one that we did in November with the garage sale. It'll be a mix of the two of them. So one, we're going to still have some of those big stuff, like the big stuff. You can play with the cameras. You'll be able to meet a bunch of people. But then also, I'm going to be doing like a separate private workshop about fitness cinematography at different budget levels. And I'm just locking down the location for that. But short answer, yes. Yeah, I have chat available on desktop. Yeah, you should. That's super weird that you wouldn't have that. It's so cold in Ontario. I saw chickens lining up at KFC waiting to turn them to the fryer. That's wild, but also, like, honestly, probably true. It's so cold here. It's actually insane. Like, I actually don't like... I put a jacket in my car, and then I wear a lighter jacket outside of my house, even though there's, like, a 15-foot distance, because it takes you maybe, like, 10 seconds to go from, like, indoor heating to freezing cold when you walk outside. Since you live in extreme cold weather in Canada, have you ever tried any cameras or equipment fall in the cold outdoors? I bought one of those cheap Amazon jackets with heaters. They often help. I've never dropped my camera in the cold, knock on wood, and I never want to because that would suck. But even like using your camera, I don't know if you guys know this, and maybe you live in like warmer countries, but the frame rate, like kind of the frame rate, not even the frame rate, but like just the playback on your monitor gets a little bit wonky when it's super cold, and apparently that's because the crystals in the LCD, because liquid crystal display, because they're like really, really cold, they're super slow. So that's why it looks kind of weird when you shoot out when it's super, super cold outside. But if you're not in Canada, you might not ever know that. I can send you the Mavic Air 2S footage so you make less cheaper. I'd save your money. Hey, you know what? If you could send me some footage, if you guys have some like well exposed D-Log M particularly footage, that'd be really dope. I don't have a D-Log drone yet. I want to get myself one. I probably will somewhere in the future. But the LUTs that I did, I try to convert the LUT that comes from the DJI website, because I guess the gamma is a bit different than what you would export at normally, and converted that to 2.2. And then I did a bunch of adjustments. Then I just based it on looks that I already had for Sony stuff, but just didn't make it. I want to make sure that like it was as low lift and intensity and didn't confuse people as possible. Any other YouTubers you'd want to collab with that you haven't had the opportunity yet? It's hilarious because one of them is inside of this chat. So Jason Morris, actually, funnily enough, brought me on his podcast. I think I had like 1,400 subscribers, and like I literally just started. And it was a super dope podcast. It was a lot of fun, and we had like really good conversation. I kind of want to redo that podcast again, or just like post it on the channel. Jason, if you have that video, that'd be cool. But collabing with Jason would be dope, especially because we both work in a lot of fitness stuff. But Australia is super far away, so either Jason's going to have to take a flight, or I'm going to have to take a journey to Australia, which I don't really know when I would go, but I think that would be a really dope collab. If you guys want to see that, put a 1 in the chat. Let's see if we can get someone to help support that venture. And Jason, you are my idol. Keemstar Video Productions, all performance scenes in 24p, 60p for B-roll. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. I mean, I've seen music videos where they've used 24 frames, and there's some situations where 60 works, but I think like as a good like safety, that works out. That's really solid advice. There's a lubricants that fail. Some electronics freeze or run slower. Yeah, the batteries won't last. Yeah, the batteries run real hot to keep themselves warm. So that's pretty true. Camera equipment in the cold, just it doesn't mix. It's not great. Any advice in trying to get a short film or feature length off the ground? Save some money. Unfortunately, someone's got to pay for that stuff, right? So it's either how we've been doing it. We've been doing it through like brand support and having like brand deals and stuff, which comes with like having a channel and doing all the other stuff. You could get like VC capital, which might be a bit harder to get people to like invest money into a film. But I mean, try to shoot a short pilot, and then try to find ways that you could either shop that out or find other outside investment. But the most direct line is it's going to come out of your wallet or the wallet of your collaborators and stuff like that. Those running temperature range listed in your manual too. Yeah, you're right. Doesn't account for Canadians apparently, because I think I'm too cold. Oh. What kind of monitor do you edit on? This is an LG curved 20, I think it's a 26 inch. I did not invest a lot of time to get the best monitor ever. But this one's color calibrated, so I did that myself, so that was fun. And yeah, I just got one of these guys because it looks cool on my desk, and it's like a super wide screen when I want to use stuff. I think I'm probably going to get I guess technically third monitor if we're not counting my MacBook. Just so if I want to put things on multiple screens on Resolve, I can do that. Fail, not fall. That makes sense. Fail in the cold, not failed, but things get weird. Like if you ever look at your monitor when it's like negative 20 degrees Celsius, which is like, I don't know, like minus 100 Fahrenheit. I actually don't know. Things get weird. Yeah, Jason, if we could figure this out, Australia and Canada are so far away. They're the closest in terms of like the value of their dollar. They're both probably the closest countries in the Commonwealth to each other in terms of like, I'm assuming how things work socially. But yeah, they're so far away. So that's going to be such a trek. But it might be worth, like, you know what? If I can figure it out, I probably will. I've been talking about that for a couple of years. Least favorite aspect of filmmaking. I don't like pre-production. I'm going to be so real with you. I don't like pre-production. It's a necessary evil. You have to do a lot of planning. But I feel like pre-production becomes such a rabbit hole where like you might plan something well knowing that things aren't going to go to plan. But like if you don't plan things, you're going to be way farther off. Yeah, I think one of the big things is, it's pre-production because I know things are going to go wrong. But you have to do it anyways because it's a necessary evil. So I would say everything before the shoot is my least favorite part. So the Toronto weather has been both the wind chill and the KF. Hey, I don't know how much the Kofi factor exists. I have not been in the city for most of this month, really. And most of Q1, I think when I tallied up, I think I'm not here for like 6 weeks almost. So like half of Q1, I'm not even in the country. So I don't know how much Kofi factor is helping out. Meet in Hawaii. I'm not going to say that there is things going on in that area of the world, but there are things going on in that area of the world. That was a pretty good shot there. But yeah, Jason, if you want to meet up in Hawaii, we can make something happen. If you could choose one camera and lens for the rest of your career, what would it be? I would use the Arri Alexa 65 in a 35 millimeter Master Prime. You didn't say price point. -10 is shorts and t-shirt weather. For who? For who? For who? Who's wearing shorts and a t-shirt? Actually, hang on a second. Before I open myself up to ridicule, because I didn't wear a jacket when I went to Utah and it was very cold. It was a stupid idea. But it wasn't -10. That's insane. Don't do that. Whatever Greg said, don't listen to him. -10 Celsius is not shorts and t-shirt weather. That's a death sentence. I'm a Canon years for like 10 years. When I started working in corporate industry, most of my coworkers are on Sony. Should I wait for the FX3 Mark II or take the leap? I mean, if your job depends on it, I would just grab that FX3 right now. And then, unfortunately, you're probably going to have to sell it if an FX3 Mark II comes out. But by then, you've probably made the money back on buying the FX3, that it doesn't actually hit you that much because you've made money back on the investment. I would do that. That was also a super long-winded way of me saying that if you have a hole burning in your pocket or you have a need, waiting for the next camera actually doesn't matter because you need it for the job now. Are you coming down to Texas anytime this year? Made for Java, that is the plan. One of these things with these travel trips is I have to make it make sense in terms of like brand deals and stuff that I might have launching and other stuff. So I'm going to try to stack up those things. Like I have a lot of friends in the fitness space that live in Texas. I just haven't got around to getting out that way. So obviously, I don't know if you guys are in the whole like Alpha Land, sour strips, like that sort of things in Houston, or like the BPN crowd and stuff. But like all those are homies, and I haven't seen them in a few years. So hopefully, I will be able to do that soon. No IMAX cam. Isn't the Alexa 65 an IMAX cam? Is it not? I don't know. I've used an ARRI Alexa, that one film, but I'm not too versed, but I'm pretty sure the 65 is an IMAX cam. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I'm fine being wrong. Nate, is LeBron the GOAT? I'm going to tell you something in the most honest way possible. I don't watch basketball that much at all. I watched it during the playoff run when the Raptors won. And I haven't watched the NFL super closely since I stopped playing in college, and that's almost... I'm 33 now. I was 26. It's almost 7 years ago. So I don't have a correct answer for you there. But I'm sure LeBron is the GOAT, just so people don't get mad at me. If you had the option to modify a current camera and make it fit for you, what camera would you choose to modify and what would you take away or add to it? That's a good question. You know what, to be honest with you, I would keep the Pixis. I would make the readout in half. I don't need it to be global shutter, but I'd make it in half. And I would add up to 60 frames a second in 6K. I don't need stabilization because when you rig out your camera, like, it doesn't matter as much. I think that would be it. I'd be happy with that. Like if in the most like not egregious way possible, I think I'd be pretty happy with that. As much as we're talking for video. If we're talking about photography, I would just have the same style of the GFX 50R, and I would put better autofocus in it, and I would give it stabilization. Those are the only two things I would change. Yeah, oh my God, -10 is cold. But I'm Canadian. -10. I've done 33 winters. It's my 33rd winter. -10 is cold. I don't care what anybody says. So James Brown is a man's world. No, I'm kidding. I can't sing. When am I coming to Las Vegas? Today's January the 26th. 2 months? 3 months? 2.5? Something like that. I don't know. I'll probably be there by April. Or like later in March. More so later than late March, early April, probably, because NAB is soon. And usually I'll do a bunch of collab stuff just before NAB and then drive to Vegas. So that'll be, like early April. What are your thoughts on the Aperture 600C Pro 2? Want to be able to have really soft light for projects with multiple people on camera. I think it's fine. I think the 600C is super powerful. It's not a sunlight overpowering light necessarily at 600 watts, but I do think it's a super nice light, super powerful. And I think if you're going to, like, with lights, you'll buy, like, one light and it'll last you, like, 15 years. So I think the 600C is great. I don't have one. I kind of want one. Especially because I don't have a light that's brighter than 300 watts right now. Like right now I have my Forza 300. I'm just kind of holding out to see if I can find a good deal on some lights around NAB when they usually release new stuff. So, Nate, you on YouTube tripping? Jordan is the GOAT. Okay, true. You said of all time. I'd say like the greatest right now is it's LeBron. Just like from what I understand about basketball and stats, and just also watching LeBron play. This is really sad. I've been to a Cleveland Cavs game. I don't think many people are going to disagree with you about LeBron James or Jordan. Just depends on the context. Do any find uses of 3D printing in regards to video work, or wish can make something custom, for example, when building a rig or something? Not really. I find that like as much stuff that I use, I'm pretty content with like when other companies make stuff. For the most part, there isn't something where I'm like, I need this really super specific thing on my cage. If it has threads on it and it doesn't look disgusting, like I'm pretty okay. For as much as the tools and camera gear that I use, I'm actually pretty low maintenance in terms of like what I need. I just need a bunch of different things, which most camera companies that make stuff actually provide. So, top 3 themes that inspire your work. That's a tough one because I don't know. I haven't taken like films per se and been like, this is what my work is going to look like. But I've taken like vibes of things and like that's how I do stuff. So for example, technically that's a half truth. So I liked a lot of Morgan Cooper stuff, and whoever did Euphoria, I find that was really nice because like, Insecure, not Euphoria, just because they expose her darker skin tones really nicely. And as someone who has magnificent melanation, those are things that you keep in mind when you see people that are DPs that work with other people that are melanated, and figuring out how they light things, or like how they even set up your costume and your set design. For example, the way that this looks good is mostly because, yes, there's warmer lights in the background that helps bring out your skin tone, but also I'm wearing a shirt that contrasts that, and I purposely wore this blue shirt because of it. But also I'm like really inspired by like comedy and things that are funny, and I watch a ton of anime, so you're going to see cartoonish like shots in the next videos in February. They're gonna be really fun, especially on that 10mm Laowa lens. I'm so annoying on that lens because I get like an inch in front of it and it's super fun. So there's that. In an alternate universe, you're thriving in another career outside of filmmaking. What are you doing? I am working in the financial industry because, believe it or not, I have a financial economics degree with honors, which makes absolutely no sense as how to. This mic's on. Which makes absolutely no sense into how I got into this stuff in the first place. I would probably be working somewhere in finance if there was an alternate universe and I never started this stuff. Yeah, okay, I guess the verdict is that Jordan is the GOAT. Rob, what's wrong with you? Rob, I'm gonna leave this up for about 10 more seconds. What's wrong with you? It's Sunday. It's the day of the Lord. It's a family show. Actually, I think people are between like 26 and 55 here. It's a family show. What's wrong with you? Why? What's wrong with you? Also, like, hey, how much would you pay? Let's talk business. No, I'm just kidding. No one sent me a DM after this. Thoughts on Attack on Titan ending? It made me mad. Attack on Titan ending. The ending of Attack on Titan made me almost as mad as the ending of Game of Thrones. I understand why they did that, and I feel like Attack on Titan, Naruto, and a couple of other animes, they've just like, I think they've ended because they've written the character too strong and they don't know what to do. So they're like, well, we'll just hand wavy make them disappear. And I'm like, that's stupid. Like, the worst ending in any anime was Shaman King. And if you watch the original Japanese version that's on Netflix, literally the whole thing ends because the bad guy's mom slaps him in the face and tells him to behave. And this guy could end the world. And his mom slaps him in the face and tells him to stop acting up. Like, that's how Shaman King ends. Spoiler alert. But yeah, Attack on Titan ending made me really upset because I thought it'd be a lot better. How long did it take to become successful, and how many times should a creator post a week or a day? Like, successful on YouTube, I am not a successful cinematographer. I'll tell you that right now. And that's mostly because that, like, as much as being in the traditional filmmaking side of things, I would probably ask people that aren't in like the upper 1% or upper 10% in production how they're doing. And a lot of people aren't working, and it's really sad. But in terms of YouTube, I would say like I started really making videos like summer of 2022, but I also added some context that like this is going to be my 502nd upload to the channel, so it's a lot of videos. It's definitely a lot. I'm probably going to get up to like 1,500 before I decide that I'm going to hang it up, but there's a lot of upfront work. So I would say 2.5, 3 years, but under the context that I've put up more videos in 3 years than most people have in 6 or 7. Did Nikon, Right, did Nikon loan you the F to Z adapter for the Nikon Z6 III? I have some F lenses if you want to try. I'm still waiting for that camera from Nikon, to be completely honest with you. It's been a couple months, and I don't know what's happened now. And also because it's probably coming from China, and it's Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year, when you're like in tech or if you're in like some of the film gear camera tech stuff, is the hardest time of year because any communications you need completely shut down for between like, what was it, like Friday morning and like Valentine's Day. And that's super crucial to set yourself up for other months. But no, they didn't give me the adapter. Which never said that probably won't sleep tonight. I probably won't sleep tonight. No one needs to see what I would have on OnlyFans. At least I hope not. Larry Bird's okay. Larry Bird is fire. Personally, I really like shooting in wider focal lengths. Always fun framing shots with a wider perspective and a challenge. Yeah, I think I have a video coming out on things that I outgrew as a filmmaker, and one of the things was like shooting everything at 50 millimeters. Now I'm just like a weird guy that likes like 10s and 16s and like 24 millimeter lenses. I never understood why somebody would want to shoot at like 24 millimeters until like one of them. I think I'm in year 6 of shooting, like until like 2 years ago. And now that's like what I gravitate to, I think, more often than not. Attack on Titan made me punch my TV. Hey, you know what made me punch my TV is when they wrote one of the strongest characters in anime versus like the rest of their own verse, which was Madara. And the way that they got rid of Madara is an alien jutsu woman sealed him up. That's how it ended. Madara had the single best complete universe ass whooping in anime. It was comical how much he was busting everybody's butt. And Kaguya comes in and says, "Hey, we've deleted you from the show." That's how it ended. It was stupid. It made no sense. I've been doing Q&A live stream consistently. Artel, I think you might be in this is like the 5th or 6th one, I think, this month. Maybe? I think it's maybe the 5th or 6th one. I've been doing a lot, but yes. Which days? Don't know. What time? Don't know either. But I will be live streaming at least like 4 to 6 times a month. Bro, when You Know Who was crying to You Know Who about why he didn't want to. Oh yeah, that was stupid. The Attack on Titan ending was dumb. The ending was it made me mad. Like if Attack on Titan ending to anime fans is the same thing as like Game of Thrones to everybody else. And the fact that they strung it out for so long. Now I'm just ranting about anime. God. The crying part was the most out-of-pocket moment of the whole show. Yes! Guy just started breaking. I don't know. I'm stupid. Which country makes the best show? I'm not answering this. There's Nigerians here. There's probably Somalians here. Some Ethiopians probably here as well. I'm not answering this because I know the answer. Greg, you know the answer. But I'm not going to answer it because I don't like starting wars. After the U.S. election, I don't want to start any more wars that might already happen. So you know what? You tell me what you think the best show-off is. Because I'm not going to do it. I'm not putting myself at risk. This guy got to start a Twitch channel and discuss anime. It would be a hit. Hey, I've been toying around with the idea of doing an anime channel for a very long time. I think the hard part is like I don't have the patience to sit there and edit anime videos. So I mean, if anyone edits those types of videos, like hit me up because that'd be hilarious. But I would love to do an anime channel. I think I got to start it though on like a completely new anime. So like I don't want to start a JJK now because like I know how it ends and it makes me even more mad than Attack on Titan. I got to figure that out. You know what? If there's like a big anime that comes out and I might cover it. I might do it. I might just kind of bite the bullet and do it. Windbreaker season 2 comes out soon. So that might be the anime because that's just left, right, good night, the entire show. Christian, do you think investing in a camera like the Canon C70 is worth it or is it or is only having 4K limitation? Trying to decide between the C70 and R5C. People are going to be using 4K for a real long time, my friend. By that logic, the FX3 makes no sense, and neither does. I think Soderbergh just made a new video, or a new movie, I should say, on the, was it A9 III? And that's only 4K. So I think it'll be fine. 4K is going to be here for a long time. Madara fighting the whole ninja army is a top 5 best anime moment ever. Right after that, he decided to F up the show. Rabbit to another universe. Yeah, man. Like, okay. We've been talking about anime for quite a bit, and I'm sure people are leaving. That's probably where the dislike is coming from. I want everybody to go and watch Madara versus the United Ninja Alliance. Just watch that. You may start watching anime because of that. I'm going to try to avoid talking about anime. I think people came here for cameras. You watching Severance? Yes, I am, Logan. I don't like the pacing. Pacing's weird. I thought it was going to get I thought it was really going to sink into Severance. I just saw the latest episode, and I feel like I spent an hour only making it back to the exact moment of where we were when the season started. Like, I don't feel like we got anywhere between episode 1 and the end of episode 3. And I feel like we could have skipped all of that and went to that last 5 minutes of episode 3, and we would have been cool to start the season there. And we're deliberately not doing that, and it makes me a little bit upset. And also, it's super annoying. It doesn't make any sense why they're doing it that way. Oh, since we were on YouTube, since we already have weekly shows about anime. Yeah, that's true. You know what? Maybe just do a YouTube. You know what? I think on Sundays, I'll do an anime live roundup. But it'll be a section, because I'm sure people have come here for camera things. Hey 2 still has some of the greatest twists I've ever seen. Yes. The reason why we're talking about anime and the reason why filmmakers like anime is because story, so strong. And some of the plot twists, amazing. Some of the betrayals, treacherous. There's a couple of animes you could watch. It'll help out. I'm Nigerian. I choose not to answer either. Hey, see, you know what this is called? Neutrality. This is called neutral ground. We're not going to answer about this jollof question. Never in public, where I can answer in public. Ask me about jollof rice. Ever. Don't ever. Don't even try it. Don't think about it. We're not gonna talk about it. Cowboy Bebop and yeah, KG, hey, we're not ready for trauma, okay? I'm gonna skip this one. I'm not ready for trauma, so we're not gonna go. Y'all watch Cowboy Bebop. Go hurt your own feelings. Do you think Black Magic cameras have the best cinematic look? That's a no. I don't think so. I mean, Ari does. That would be probably the more accurate answer. I would say I like Ari's look quite a bit. I've also used the Venice a bunch of times, so that also looks great. I think it just depends on what you're shooting, what you're lighting for. I really like the Pixis, particularly on my skin tones. It's always been pretty good in terms of melanated people, which has been great. And I think that might be because the ISO is a little bit lower than what it usually is on other cameras, which is great for shadow detail or lower range details. I do have a video updated for 2025 on exposure and lighting for darker skin tones. I'm working on it this week, and that's going to come out in February because timing is everything. I've only ever had Ghana Jollof. Can't make an unbiased decision. We're starting debate. Yeah, man, I would say that trying to answer about Ghana Jollof versus Nigerian Jollof is as volatile as discussing Blazar lenses, to be honest, in this space. Abernil Chaudhry, I need you to tell me that you've finished your studies and you're not up at 4 in the morning like you did last time. That was foolishness. I'm not doing that again. You got to get some good sleep, okay? Goodness. Last time this guy was on here, he was up at 4 in the morning because he was studying, but it was also on the live stream. I'm like, bro, go to sleep. So hopefully you're taking care of your sleep. I fall asleep in every Severance episode. Season 1 was fire though. Season 1 was fire. It was shot beautifully. I think it was dope. This last couple of episodes though, not a huge fan, to be honest with you. Hey, have any plans to do narrative work? Yes, we are working on. The script's already done actually, and we were gonna shoot it last year, but we were afraid about the weather on the racetrack. But we do have our short being filmed, hopefully in May to get premiered in June. So look out for that. There'll obviously be videos on the channel about that. But yes, narrative work, absolutely. I'm not a big fan of narrative work. I kind of do like commercials and commercial docs more, but I'll take a stab at narrative. I might be good at it, or I might be trash, but there's only one way to find out. Hey, bro, your videos helped me out to get the FX30. Just got it, and it's amazing. Excellent. You know what? Everyone that has an FX30, and maybe they got it because they got a lot of information from this channel, or maybe an FX6, I want you to put a win. Not just that you got the camera, but a win that you had because you had the camera. Because I'm way more excited, to be honest, I'm way more excited about the things you did with it and how it helped than knowing that you got it because I might have said good things about it. It's actually way cooler. But also, thank you for that too. Keep the Hey, you started it. This is how wars start. We don't ask that question. Would love to see you do a review on the new Sony Z200 video camera. I don't know what I would use it for. I think it's the hardest part. Like, I think sometimes when with different pieces of gear and stuff, if I don't know what I would use it for, I kind of avoid using it. If I can't figure out a way where this would work into a workflow that I would enjoy. Yeah, the dad cam, I haven't figured that out yet, man. It's really cool. I got to look at it at a condo, but I haven't figured out what I would use it for in place of anything else. But if I figure that out, hey, you never know. Can't decide on the FX30 or ZVE1. Please help me make up my mind. Your channel is awesome. Chris, I'm going to be real with you. I cannot make that answer for you. Because at the end of the day, it kind of depends on your use case, your budget, where you're at, where you're trying to go. The FX30 is definitely going to be used a little bit more for production applications, though albeit it's a bit less expensive of a camera. The ZVE1 is just a vlogging version of the FX3. So if you have longer shoots, maybe you want to start freelancing and stuff, and you need all of the options that you can in terms of peripheries, FX30. If you don't need that stuff, ZVE1. Getting back to filmmaker, yes. What Blazar lenses do you already have, and which 3 lenses would you get if you didn't have any? So fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this, I'm not sponsored by Blazar. I bought these damn lenses. Just wanted to point that out there because some people are weird. I needed 33, and so I have everything else. So I have the 45, the 65, the 100. I bought the A set because those were going to ship a lot sooner, and I don't mind the not as sharpness in the A set, to be honest with you. I've shot with them a bunch on different occasions, so I'm fine with them. I would love to get the 33, and I think I would be pretty content with there. I wish there was a a 135 maybe. I might get something a little bit longer, just because there are some times where we're shooting automotive stuff where I kind of wish I had a bit more reach. Outside of that, I'm pretty content with my kit. If I have a 33, I could do stuff on the Remus lenses all day long. I'd be fine with it. Is the A6700 a good investment for music videos? As long as you're making money with it, everything's a good investment. And you'll probably pay off the A6700 in a reasonable amount of time versus getting something more expensive if that's a concern. Yeah, I'd say it's fine. I mean, if you're just starting out, any camera that's going to be decent image, it's going to shoot in 4K that you could punch in or do whatever you want with it, even if it doesn't shoot in 4K. Most cameras after 2019 are going to be great to start off with. It just depends on how much money you have available to you. I don't know how much the A6700 is, so that might be good or bad information. How did you make the shift from finance into this craft? Truthfully, when I was working at TD Canada Trust, I felt like I didn't like working there, to be honest with you. And at the time, I just came out of college, so it was an entry-level finance job. So I was still a broke student, and then I figured that I can't be broker than broke. So let me try photo and video, because no disrespect, those people when they're starting out are also broke too. So I started doing that, and then it made more money than the jobs I had combined. And the upward trajectory was a lot quicker because I could always just give myself a raise if I'm freelancing, and then I left. Melanin video for Black History Month is fire for the algorithm. KG Visuals, I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be 3 videos that are, I'm going to say opportunistic, and that's fine. I'm going to say that out loud. I don't care. For Black History Month, there's one that's going to be exposing for darker skin tones. There's another one where I haven't been able to confirm it yet, but I might be one of the only melanated people in our space to be able to do it, or not necessarily be able to do it, just to have the opportunity to do it, which would be cool. But yeah, that's I've been asked to update that video quite a bit, and I only did it on the Sony system, so I'm gonna bring a couple other cameras. So I'm gonna bring a Lumix camera with me. I'm gonna bring obviously my Pixis, and then I'm gonna bring a Sony not FX line camera as well. So that way we can kind of go through each one. What are your thoughts about the 28 to 70 GM-F2? I actually, I feel really bad. I was on the embargo list for that. I had the lens, and I never made a video about it. And I think the reason why is because sometimes, and it's tough with like when you're working with brands in the States. I'm giving you preamble. That's how I do things. Storytelling. What's it called? Yeah, the lens came in super late, so I didn't have enough time to get like really professional shots out of it or like set it up the way that I wanted to. I think the lens is great though. I think 28 to 70, if you're someone who's on the other side of the camera, like you're not shooting vlogs and stuff, I think it's really good. I think a 28 millimeter, I think is fine. And 70 millimeter, obviously, like it's a 24 to 70 that's a little bit tighter, and it's f2. I think it's a dope lens. It's expensive though, like it's not cheap for sure. AZ, do you believe Mr. Beast's recommendation to do 100 videos before asking creators how to grow an audience on YouTube? I also, how do you feel about starting super niche channels? I'm half and half out with the Mr. Beast thing. I don't think it has to be 100 particularly, but I think what he was trying to say is the idea of like when you go to the gym, right? You shouldn't check if you have results on the first workout, maybe not even the third workout. Like you have to work out consistently and keep going and going and going, and not necessarily worry about like the minutia of like trying to time out when you're going to succeed. Because what ends up happening is that if your face is too close to the picture, you can't see the whole thing. The way that you can kind of fix that is by making 100 videos, because ideally when you make your first video, you'll look at what things did well, which things didn't, and what you want to do next. And if you do that exercise 100 times, by the 101st video, you're in a far better position than doing the first one or just not doing videos at all. So that is a hard set rule of thumb, maybe not. I did that, which worked out in my favor, but I'm not going to say it's going to work out for everybody. But the idea for that is that in order to find out how to create content or be on YouTube, whatever the case might be, you have to put in a lot of reps to know how to be good at the thing before doing the thing and finding success in it, right? Super niche channels, I think it's fine. Again, it's kind of like the narrow you are, the slower the growth might be in like the micro. But then there's people that have channels that just open. There's people that have channels that just unbox Pokemon cards, and they do fine. There's a channel that just does things in slow motion, and they have millions of subscribers and views. So I think you could do that. You have to be able to do it for a long period of time and not expect a ton back, because it is very niche. But at the same time, that whole kind of getting your reps in to get better has to happen as well. We use the ZX3 at our Media Arts Center for our monthly experimental lighting nights. What's the ZX3? Enlighten me. No, it's morning here, 7 a.m. I just woke up an hour ago. Hey, that's great. So you got a good night's sleep. Good job. I like that. We love to hear it. ZVE1. Oh, okay. Can you also explain why so many creators are dropping 17 to 30-minute videos now? Is that incentivized by YouTube? It's too long for most of us. I'm going to offer some pushback on that one. So the 17 to 30-minute videos, I think, are coming from the idea of like, you're spending more time with that creator, and there is less of an emphasis on trying to compact so much information in 8 to 10 minutes. Also, it feels less friction. Like I feel a little bit easier, like a little bit more at ease making a longer piece of content, because I'm not throwing in a whole bunch of cuts and trying to do random things to help build up retention or whatever the case might be. And also the data shows that literally people watch and stay on the platform longer the longer the video is. YouTube might not necessarily incentivize you at 17 to 30, but you do get a little bit of an AdSense bump after 8 minutes. So 10 minutes makes sense. But yeah, 17 to 30 minutes, I think, is just people kind of, the data is showing that people actually will go and watch longer videos. And B, for the creators that are doing it, like they're not making crazy cuts and transitions every couple of seconds in a 30-minute video. It's just not happening. So I think there's that. But then also in terms of like, in terms of YouTube, in terms of it being too long, the data shows honestly completely the opposite for the most part of that. And also it'd be like watching an episode of television, which more people are watching on YouTube than they are on Netflix. So the people that had time to watch like Squid Game for 55 minutes are watching 15-minute YouTube videos, and more so than people on Netflix in the first place. I was primarily all photo, but the FX30 made me get excited about video, and I started color grading with it. It got stolen. Oh shit, that sucks. But I'm finally picking up another one this week. Hey, okay, that's good to know. Getting your camera and your camera gear stolen, worst feeling in the world. Mine got robbed. I think I made a video about that like 2 months ago. That sucked. That sucked. Like, it wasn't any camera bodies, but even if it was like lenses, my generator, and some of my lights, still sucked. And I've been checking like Facebook Marketplace and stuff, and I haven't seen them. So whoever has them probably shoots themselves, or who knows? Who knows where they are? Which project are you most proud of in your career? I'll tell you this right now. Like, I think most people are going to say this. There's nothing really that I'm married to, and I'm like, this is my magnum opus. And I think it's because once I'm done a project, I'm like, oh, that was cool. And I move to the next one. And I have, I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. And there's certain aspects of a project where not where the final deliverable is something I'm proud of, but the story and how it got there. So like, I could be proud of like the Keon Coleman shoot because we still managed to get a commercial done in like an hour and 45 minutes with literally every parameter stacked against us. I was really happy about the Gymshark shoot that happened like 3 years ago. That's because it was just wild that a multi-billion-dollar company flew me out to LA to shoot something during the Super Bowl, which was cool. But yeah, I don't think I have any like one project that I'm like, this is like the most proud thing I am of. Because once it's done, it kind of just out my other ear and I kind of think about the next thing. So tough question because I actually don't have an answer. Can't wait to see those as a Caucasian surrounded by other Caucasians. Yeah, I think what I'm going to try to do for that skin tones video is I'm actually going to try to get like 3 different skin tones as well. And then we'll go over things like IRE values and like which camera's log profile has different IREs and like where you might want to put things and sit them. There was one of these things where I think a lot of people said expose for 70 IRE for skin tones, which doesn't apply to everybody because if you try to expose like darker skin tone at 70 IRE, you're going to blow highlights if you're in a dynamic situation. But stuff like that, well, it'll be way later. I'm going to try to go as depth as I can and make as much sense as I can, but it'll be fun. All the new cameras, I'm still using the Panasonic S5. Yeah, there's a lot of cameras out, man. And that's why I'm kind of thinking like, it would take, for a hybrid camera, it would take a lot to be impressive. I think at this point, like, I'm pretty content. And I mean, like, it's also part of my job to cover this stuff. So, like, if someone drops a camera on my desk and says, like, hey, show people what they can do, I'm probably still going to do it. But yeah, no, I think the trajectory of cameras and stuff like that, it's slowing down a little bit, which I kind of like. Like, I kind of wish by the end of 2026, I wish everybody just showed their hand and radio silence till like 2032. Like 6 years, everyone on hiatus. No one release anything. Put your best foot forward because we're all going to shut up for 6 years. Don't think that's going to happen. Any projects looking forward to in 2025? Yeah, so we have our first narrative short film. I am DPing and EPing, so I'm not directing, but I'm executive producer and I'm also DPing it. That'll be in, I think it's May. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. Excuse me. That'll be in May. I travel a bunch. I'm going to Europe twice in February. And then I'm going to Maui in March. And then NAB is in April. And then Ghana is in December. And there may be, like, obviously Sony Condo happens every year. And there's, like, a bunch of little small things. So there's a lot of travel. So that's, like, kind of a project in and of itself because each travel trip is a different project, which is really cool. And then, yeah, going to do my first narrative thing where, like, I have a leadership position because I normally don't do short films and stuff. Slow-mo guys rock. Yeah, slow-mo guys, I will... It makes zero sense as to why I'm watching it, but I will watch the dog crap out of it every single time. FX3, not ZX3. Oh, my bad. Okay, that makes sense. So the cold meds are kicking in. Dang. I mean, yeah, that happens. But yeah, no, the FX3 super solid. I think if you're someone with a production company and you're starting off making like smaller stuff, having multiple FX3s and a bunch of great lenses, I think you'll be just fine. But they're super handy. No problem. Do you find your clients wanting more vertical shoots nowadays? Abso-friggin-lutely. I've like even the one we just did with basic, and like as much as I was like, hey, like that shoot was an hour and 45 minutes. It was kind of a headache. A bunch of things went wrong that were outside of our entire control. We had to make one for 16:9, which weirdly enough was less important than the 9:16. And we got paid a friggin' lot to make a vertical ad. And like I've had clients where like it's only been like complete days of just vertical content for the entire day. So it's a lot more what's it called? It's a lot more common now. Chaudhry, okay, this makes sense. I asked Chaudhry in a previous live stream that every single live stream he has to give us one filmmaking fact. Today's fact is Vertigo, 1958, was the first movie to use computer-generated imagery, or CGI. 1958? I would have thought it'd been a lot later, but Chaudhry coming in with the facts. You should do a live video like this and comment on other folks' videos. Be cool to hear your insight. The hard part with that is that that can get dodgy. Me doing a reaction channel to like other people in YouTube's like channels, unless they've like given me their videos, that might be a members only thing where there's like video critiques where people are looking to do that side of things. But in terms of like unprompted like commenting on other people's content, especially if I don't know the person, it can get super weird. And I think we've already seen situations where like things are misinterpreted and then it becomes a big mess. I'm currently trying to rebuild my production company and everyone keeps preaching niching down. How important do you think that is? I look at companies like Film Lab who aren't working in one niche. The difference between Film Lab and maybe starting out your first production company, though, is the resources and the contacts that they might have in order to do so. And also the things they have access to in order to kind of go into different niches and stuff like that. So I would say just like especially if you're restarting, like at least have some sort of portfolio that there's consistency in the clients that you're looking for and who they're looking for when they have a certain need. But it doesn't mean you can't have multiple portfolios for different things. So for example, like one thing that's going on in the background is I want to build up trying to do more automotive cinematography. And it's really hard to do that when it's snowing, but we move nonetheless. That is something I want to add into my portfolio during the year with some of the other stuff that's going on. So that that athleisure company, that supplement company is probably not looking at my car stuff being like, that's our guy, but it doesn't hurt to have two different portfolios and address multiple niches. You just have to go deep enough in those niches where the product that you make is attractive to those clients. What's your favorite tube light hair light that is not an Astera? I actually don't have an Astera, Gino, but I do like the Nanlite Pavo Tubes 2XR. I don't know, it's a weird name, but the latest Nanlite Pavo tube, that's a pixel tube. Where in Europe are you going to? So I will be going to France, Norway, Italy. I gotta look at it again. I know France, Norway, Italy. I think Italy twice. In two separate, like the dates are like 2-3 weeks apart from each other, but essentially those 3 countries. Rob, you're unhinged. Answer's maybe. Answer's maybe. I'm letting y'all read that. My answer's maybe. We'll think about it. 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 We'll contemplate, deliberate, accelerate. I don't know. Any advice on how to stop overthinking and overcritiquing one's own videos? I want to post more content, but think my stuff is trash and end up formatting the cards. Here's the thing. Don't be afraid to suck. It sounds harsh. We'll back it up. I think one of the things that stop people from making content as much as they'd like to is that they're afraid to look bad in public. The unfortunate part about this, and actually the fortunate part about this, is that when you start, it's going to suck regardless. So as long as you rip off, like the sooner you rip off the Band-Aid, the sooner it doesn't matter anymore. I just recorded a video for the these guys, Short Stash Everyday Filter. Shout out to Short Stash. Garrett actually sent me like 5 or 6 of these, and I almost did the same thing. I almost like restarted everything, and then I realized, and I'm like, when I put it up, no one's going to know how many takes I took. No one's going to know if I stuttered a bunch. No one's going to know that my microphone was too loud. No one's going to care. And if they do, they'll tell me, and then I'll just not do it the next time. But if you don't put that out there and at least get those reps in, it's going to be very difficult to progress because you'll always kind of feel that way forever. You'll just feel less of that way the farther along you go. It also means things are growing. Hate vertical shooting, but I can't escape it, and I've gotten paid regardless. Ridiculous pay for them, but I loathe it. Yeah, man. Vertical production is the new corporate video in 2025. You'll be doing a ton of them. It sucks because you've chopped off a large part of your composition, but they give you money to do so. So, hey, it is what it is. Hey, James Jackson, What up? What up, bro? Vertical versus horizontal is a Jollof level argument. No. It's not an Avenger level threat. It is what it is, man. Like vertical production, um, it's just annoying because like you have these cameras and our eyes naturally see left to right, not up and down, and you're being asked to do it that way. Broncos love the snow. Hey, I just actually drove out to a track yesterday up north, and it's covered in snow. And I mean, if you get good tires, your Bronco does love the snow. I don't get my winter till tomorrow because I've been gone for a while. So there's that. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so in terms of niches, I personally say play the cards you're dealt with and build your hand over time. Yeah, I could get with that. I think yeah, like get your lowest hanging fruit and then kind of expand on that. Like for example, like I've shot many non-fitness things by shooting fitness stuff. I just got good at shooting fitness stuff, and then other companies were like, "Hey, you look like you could do other stuff. We can give you money." And I remember the most out of niche thing I've ever done was I did a photo shoot for a table tennis company. They made like Amazon table tennises, and it was like $4,000 for that photo shoot, which was wild. And they're just like, "Yeah, we like your supplement and athleisure stuff. You'll shoot these table tennis tables in an office." That was the shoot. So James is right. Osiris, what up? I've been using the G1 Cinepeer C100 for my eyeliner and hair light. Yeah, I think I have right now. I have my Nanlite 10C. It's over there. Thing is, I let it die, and I didn't charge it, and it's dead now. So it would usually give me like a little hair light. It looks kind of cool too because it's like right on the edge of the anamorphic frame. But I need to get a new one. I got to get another one. Business travel, you one. How do you like the FX6 in 2025? Osiris, I don't know how to tell you this, but I sold my FX6 quite a long time ago. So the videos that you've seen on the FX6 are from like a year and a half ago. Cole's note, I still rent it a bunch whenever I need it, so I still think it's a great camera in 2025. Nothing's really changed so much. And again, okay, there's two sides of my mouth that I'm going to speak here because I think this question might come up somewhere in the live. Some people might be disgruntled or annoyed that there's a kind of, I don't know if it's a trend, but necessarily the topic of the video, if X camera is worth it in 2025. The question that people are asking aren't to make you feel bad about the camera that you have, but I think it's a recap of based on the things that have come out since the release of the camera that they're talking about. Is there things that they might have chosen differently given the same information and the same budget with those cameras that currently exist? That's all it is. It's just an evaluation of outside competition and what that person knows about their camera now. It's not a subject to get upset about. That has nothing to do with Osiris's comment, but I do know that's going to come up somewhere later because people yell at me about stuff. So that's a thing. Have you watched Steven Spielberg's The Extraterrestrial movie? Like E.T.? Like, have I seen E.T.? I've seen E.T. I hope you mean E.T. Is there a different... I hope you mean E.T. I've seen E.T., but I was like a kid. Yeah, plus even my friends are ruthless, but it made me better for it. Yeah, you know what, though? I would also say in terms of like hearing feedback, I think you have to be a bit more discerning in terms of who you get that feedback from sometimes, because sometimes people aren't giving you feedback to make you better. Especially when it's like strangers on the internet. Some people are doing it genuinely to like let off steam and you're just the person in front of them sometimes. So yes, I agree with that. But yeah, also like be selective on who you take advice from. I think that's a reasonable request because sometimes people are giving you advice and they don't have the best intentions. Growth comes from discomfort. Yeah, I was real uncomfortable making 502 videos. I'm still uncomfortable making a bunch of videos now, but hey, we move. And what's cool is like Jason in particular, you got to see most of all of that happen. Look at this guy as a world travel as a TD vet as well. Would you ever thought you'd be in the position you're in now? I didn't. I could have been. Hey, so just so you guys know, Rich is the reason why most of you guys see BTS on most of my productions because Rich is there all the time. If you ever see me like not in my office and in the field and there's a camera, it's probably him. So shout out to Rich. He's also supposed to start his own channel. So I think everybody should find his account, find him on Instagram. It's probably the same name. And then DM him to start making videos because he's been telling me this for like like a year, maybe even longer. And he hasn't yet. And I'm going to peer pressure him into doing it because he keeps saying he's going to. But yeah, no, I didn't even think I was going to get I got a camera when I was 26 years old. I'm turning 33 now. I didn't know I was doing any of this stuff. I would watch it. I did not think I'd be anywhere close to this kind of stuff, but it's cool. Any advice on what got you where you're at? Just did a friggin' lot of reps, man. That was about it. Like, I think there's no secret. Like, it's kind of like going to the gym, right? When people are like, hey, like, what's your secret? It's like, I just went to the gym a lot, and I made sure I didn't eat like an idiot. I eat like an idiot. I'll say that. But yeah, no, it's a lot of reps, and then like also kind of having a plan before you start. There is a thing about like start before you're ready, but like even just planning out like what are your first 10 videos, and they don't have to be super extravagant. You don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to work. Just plan 10 videos and then do 10 videos, and then when the 10 videos are done, you can wait a little bit, wait for them to fester, wait to see what the algorithm does, and then go back and say, hey, which ones did I like? Okay, I figured out which ones I liked. Well, which ones did well out of the videos that I liked? Okay, well, maybe it's 2 or 3 of them. Then you just make more videos like that, and then you do it again later on, and then you do it over and over again, and at first they'll suck, and then they'll suck less, and then they'll suck a little bit less, and then they'll just not suck that much. Then some of them will actually be good, and you'll get to there. Now, I want to seek discomfort after this live stream because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go to bed at 9 o'clock, and I am going to go and do cardio because I probably should. It's probably a good idea, but it's going to be uncomfortable. I'm working with small businesses for the past 2 years. I want to start branching out to larger companies and hopefully corporate. Hey, Elvis, you know what I would try doing? Just wild. Ask for referrals. Ask. Like, I'm not even being like facetious or anything. Just say, hey, client, we've worked for a little bit. I want to expand my business and expand my network. Do you have anyone you could recommend me to? Might help out. You might give that a try. You got my FX6. Yeah, that's also that's that too. I don't own an FX6 because I'll just rent riches. So there's never going to be one in this office unless it's an FX6 Mark II, in which I will fight grandmas to buy that camera first. And I said that for years now. So if I switch up to the FX6 Mark II and any of you are surprised, understand you've hurt your own feelings. I've been telling you for 2 years I was going to do that. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just going to rent riches because he has one, and I'll just borrow his instead. I even still have my own CF Express Type A cards. Hey, we love to see it. Your first 10,000 photographs are your worst. My next 10,000 photographs are probably going to be my worst, man. Listen, man. You will constantly live in this weird balance between being halfway proud of yourself and then telling yourself that you ain't ish. And that just means that things are growing and you know that things aren't perfect, and that's fine. Oops, I said in 2 parts. Any tips for landing my first job with a larger company? I've taken the AOD Create and Earn course, and I'm just not sure what I'm missing. Nobody answers my messages and email. Elvis, send more of them. All of them. You know that, was it the one Kobe Bryant commercial where he's talking to Kanye West? And he's like, how many more records can I break? And he's like, more records. It's like, how much better can I get? More better. Like, yeah, man, I think setting up more of them. And then also maybe figuring out like what videos those clients are already like using, and then speccing those out and then sending those as your pitches to those clients. Like, you want to kind of dress for the job you want to work with, or sorry, dress for the job that you want, which means like you want to make sure that you already kind of have some sort of proof of concept that's going to be advantageous to those companies before reaching out to them again. What camera do you have now? Yes, I have many cameras in this house. There's 3 directly in front of me. Because I got a manual focus, I'll just say them. So I have the Fuji GFX 50R, which is about a foot in front of me. I have the Lumix S9, which effectively is just my girlfriend's camera now. She took it. She won't give it back. I have an S5 IIX over there. And then I have an A7C Mark II, which is currently in the kitchen. I'm missing a camera. I think I'm missing one. I mean, technically, if they count as cameras, I think you mean interchangeable lens cameras, but I also have an Osmo Pocket 3. I also have a DJI Osmo Action 5. And I soon will have a Z6 III and a ZF. I'm realizing that is a ton of cameras, and that's way too many. and I plan on buying at least one drone somewhere this year. And as I say all of that, that's way too many cameras. That's a lot. Actually, I have a problem. Damn. Yeah, E.T. Why did you just say it like that? Why did you say, have I seen E.T.? When you say Steven Spielberg's extraterrestrial movie, that sounds like something I missed. E.T. E.T. I know what E.T. is. I'm just playing with you. I wish someone would say we can give you money. I most likely wouldn't say no. Facts. I wouldn't either. Also, how many of you are on this? I mean, it's only 31 of you and 24 liked it. I mean, it's also 9 o'clock on a Sunday. That makes sense. I'm an AOD. Hey, there's a lot of AOD people in here. Hang on a second. Did y'all find me from AOD? Let me know. If you found me from AOD, let me know right now. I'll give Mark a phone call. Maybe not like right the second because he will not answer it. That'd be cool. I'm a full-time video producer for a church, but freelance on the side. I want to freelance full-time because I enjoy the variety of videos I shoot. What's your advice? I would say if you have the finances to do it full-time, because full-time freelance, when you don't have the security blanket, you are playing in financial playoffs, bro. And it's like once you get going, great. It's a great time. A lot of things will be word of mouth. You're getting referrals and like stuff like that. And like, yeah, winter's slow and all the other stuff. And you develop strategies. It's cool. But I would say have a safety net, because I think one thing that I was graced enough to do is that like I lived at home when I started freelancing for like 6 months. It's like 6 months when I was getting stuff off the ground. So I had the luxury of having like a 6-month kind of head start to kind of really build things up. And then I literally moved, I don't even think it was maybe less than 6 months. But anyways, I had a few months of like living at home where I didn't have to pay rent or anything. But you want to give yourself like some sort of a runway if you're going to get into full-time freelance, man. Especially now, it's super competitive. So I would say, yeah, I would go for it. But yeah, you're going to have to, it's more competitive than it's ever been. So the upfront workload is going to be a bit more, but also give yourself a safety net to be able to put your full foot forward to do so. The camera is just a tool. Sorry. The camera is just a tool that the tool behind the camera uses. Yeah, that's fair. I was like, I had to read that twice. That was obnoxious for me to not be able to understand. Would it be all right to DM you my spec reel to see what you think? Aloria, you possibly can. I don't know when I will get to it, but I will try my best. That is the most I can offer, because the next 8 weeks are going to suck, and I spend a lot of time being really awake at night, late nights. Also because we have 14 videos planned for February because it's Black History Month and I am a crazy person. So I will try my best. I would say first build up. Yeah, first build up. Yeah, I say. James said exactly what I said, much more intelligently. Big Cove Legend has that you never skip leg day. Confirm or deny? Sometimes I hit leg day twice. However, I think I severely strained my QL, which is a muscle that's like located deep into your lower back. That happened boxing on Tuesday, and I've been terrified of doing any lower body exercises since, because it hurts so much that it like runs down to my foot. So I may have like really low intensity cardio today, and like that might be the hardest I'm gonna go, because I'm very scared of hurting myself again. So I haven't skipped leg day. No, during the pandemic, I didn't do legs. But like for the most part, no. Yeah, by fully, I mean, yeah. What James said. Also what James said again. Also what Greg said. Rich, read that. I know you're here. So do you know the whole story about E.T. was stolen from Sanjit Ray's story, even Martin Scorsese? Chaudhry, you could just tell us. What would you keep on this cliffhanger for? Just explain. I want to know. I want to know these facts. You can't just hold that stuff back from me. Let me know this. Yes. R.I.P. Kobe. Nate, fun fact, and this is traumatic. That was a weird way of saying that. I was not there specifically, but we were in LA about 10 minutes away from where the helicopter crash happened. The day that it happened, we were at the gym, and this is super weird, but we were at the gym, whatever, doing our thing, and I think I was doing cardio or something like that. And the guy at the front desk like looked at his phone, went sheet white, started crying, stormed out of the freaking gym. And then other people at the gym like looked at their phones, looked at each other, bawled their eyes out, ran out of the back door. And me and my buddy were confused. We don't work out with our phones and stuff like that. So we're like, what the hell's going on? So like I'm on the Stairmaster, like kind of waiting for the guy to come back. He doesn't come back for like 5-10 minutes. Comes back in, tomato red, bawling his eyes out. And I'm thinking like maybe this kid's parents died or like who knows what happened. So I'm like, hey man, like what happened? He's like, you didn't hear? And I'm like, no. He's like, Kobe Bryant died. And I'm like, that's bullshit. He didn't die. And he's like, no, he's dead. He died in a helicopter accident. And I'm like, we didn't. So I go on my phone and it turns out he actually did. And they show you the location of where it is. And literally we're like, hang on a second. We drove by here this morning. So we walk outside and I'm like, do you mean like over there? And pointed to it. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's a lot. It was the first time I've ever seen an entire city like simultaneously distraught at the exact same time. And at the time, TMZ had like released that story, and you didn't know that his daughter passed away. And so we like left because it was just like we didn't want to kind of be in the gym anymore. It just felt weird. So we went to go stop and get food on the way back to our Airbnb. I think we're in I think it was a Denny's? No. IHOP. We were in IHOP. And no, Popeyes. Because the chicken sandwich thing. I think they ran a chicken. But anyways, we're in there, we're waiting and whatnot. And then all we hear is like a voice from the kitchen being like, oh no, not the daughter too. And everyone started like sobbing. And then he realized that Kobe Bryant and his daughter passed away. So that's a weird anecdote. But yes, I was 10 minutes away when that happened. And then the whole world shut down. So it was just a terrible omen. Don't worry, the plan is all coming together. We are lucky to have this Duke of. Oh, thank you, man. A lot has been recorded. Big things will happen. I feel like we'd all do it. Hey, Rich, I'm just waiting for that first video. Just send me the link for that first video. That's all I want to know. I just want to see the link. I just want to see the link. I just want to see a link. I just want to see it. Also, I'm gonna message you tomorrow about the shoot that we have to do about the product that is unreleased yet. So we'll talk later. Nikon gang. I have not used a Nikon camera yet. At least not a Nikon mirror. No, I haven't used a Nikon camera yet. I've never used one, and I'm very excited to. And I just wish that Nikon would ship that camera so I can make videos and tell you about how my experience is with it. But it hasn't happened yet, so I'm going to be salty. There you go. Hey, Preston Jovina. What up? Wait, Preston, I had a super question for you, and I don't remember if I know how to word this correctly. You got some melanation going on your person. Where is it from? I think there was some post where I think you commented on something, and I'm like, I'm looking to learn some more. Hey, speaking of melanated folks, what up, James? That was a weird segue. I should have never done that. I'm sorry. That was god awful. Yeah, Michael Jackson passing away hit people hard. Like my dad was just not. He was in shambles, and I was like, what's like grade 8 or something like that. And I came home, and that was the first time like I've never seen a look on his face, and he's like, he didn't even say nothing. It was just on the TV, and he got like. My dad has so many records from Michael Jackson that I think if they dropped on you, he would kill you. 100%. 100%. Instant death. Michael Wilson joined him. He works. Hang on a second. I think Chaudhry's going to give this in parts. Guys, just look at Chaudhry's comments in chat. He's going to explain to you how E.T. was stolen. Just like how the Lion King was. And I'll die on that hill. Hey, respects, James. Thank you. You got a really nice studio, and it makes me real jealous because in Toronto, I can't afford to do that. It makes me sad, and it actually kind of just makes me angry, and I might actually end up moving soon because I'm starting to outgrow the space that I just moved into like 6 months ago, maybe. I don't know. I haven't been here for very long. Chaudhry, I need that update. What happened after that? So hang on a second. I'll DM you the melanation explanation. Hey, we're going to get some Preston Jovina lore. I'm here for it. Michael Wilson joined him. His work to give American names to those characters. Columbia Pictures ready to produce it. Oh, okay. So That's what happened. Okay, that happens. I think that happens quite a few times. Where like in Hollywood, like an overseas writer or scriptwriter or director or something like that will write a film, and then American production companies will be like, "Oh, well, like you're not going to get money from your domestic production company or your domestic studio, so like we'll just produce it." And then what they'll do is they'll hijack the entire story, and then they'll kind of make it their own, and then it'll do well because uh, they have resources and stuff, and then out pops E.T. I believe that. If you guys want to know the story of the Lion King and how we were talking about anime before, Lion King, I will die on the hill that the Lion King is a stolen concept of anime. It's not the exact same show, but there's a show called Kimba the White Lion. It's an anime movie, and it is very much about a lion and their friends, and it's a coming of age story. And like, it was a TV show, then it was a movie, then it was a TV show again, kind of thing. And essentially, the Lion King had like super weird similarities to it in terms of like characters and like concept of the animals having friends. But yeah, what was interesting is that the new Mufasa movie had white lions in it. And a hill that I'm willing to die on is that those white lions are the aged up version of Kimba's pride coming back to get their get back because of their stolen story. And I will survive. Actually, I'll probably die on that hill. But yeah, that's the story of Kimba the White Lion. There's way more to it. And honestly, the characters aren't as alike, but it is what it is. Come visit Portland sometime. Great food and beautiful scenery. Portland is in Oregon. Oregon is on the west coast of the United States, and it's south from British Columbia. That's a possibility, possibly. I think it goes BC, Seattle, Washington, Oregon, Vegas. I don't know. We'll see if I find my way there. Maine. Oh, Portland, Maine. Is Portland in Maine? Portland's on in Oregon? Okay, that's new. I didn't know that. White, black, and Mexican. You should be a politician. I was trying to think of like a funny, like a witty thing. Get into politics. Just cause we'll just see what happens. We'll just see. I don't know. Y'all have a country that's on. I can't even say it's on fire because that's not a figurative thing anymore. It's literal now. Get into politics. I just want to see what happens. But also Nigeria. Nigerful. Hey, very good. Very good. I'm from Ghana, so like we don't like each other's rices, but West Africans stand up. You are a cool dude. Give this man his flowers. Would love to kick it sometime and chop it up some more one day. Hey, we got creative meetups in the summertime. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do things in the spring and still travel a uncomfortable amount. But thank you for that. I like flowers in the form of likes. I might be allergic to some flowers. I don't really know. Sometimes I figure it out. Sometimes I don't. But these live streams are cool because A, it gives me a time to upload a video where I feel like I'm kind of lagging on having regular scheduled uploads. And B, I can kill 2 hours while I procrastinate on going to the gym. So you guys are doing me just as much as a favor as I'm hopefully doing for you guys by listening to me yap for almost 90 minutes now. Yoko, maybe heading up north to Canada in the summer. I'll keep you posted. You got to tell me where you got to be specific. Where in Canada? We have the largest landmass on the planet. You got to get real specific on where you are in Canada for me to be able to accurately tell you where I'm going to be in relation to where you're going to be. If it's in Toronto, even in Toronto, like depending on where you're staying in the city, like there's parts of the city I don't see. I think I've been in North York. It's like an hour and a half away and still in Toronto. But that's dope. Enjoy. Also, summer. Good call. It's too cold here. It's way too freaking cold. There's a nice newer studio in Waterloo, Ontario. Show drive for you. Whoa. Greg, let's talk. What studio are you talking about? In Waterloo? The only one I know that came out recently was one with a big psych wall in it. I can't remember the name. But let me know what's it called. Let me know the name because my parents live in Guelph. Or sort of. But yeah, I'm out there, yeah. No, I don't. I don't. I'm sorry, man. You're going to have to, unfortunately, do what we all do. Save your money. Or sell drugs. Don't do that. Don't do that. I was joking. Don't do that. Don't sell drugs. Don't sell drugs, guys. Don't demonetize this video, YouTube. I mean, no one's gave a super chat. It can't be demonetized. North York rise up. Hey, North York got to figure out Eglinton before you rise up to anything. You got to figure out Eglinton Road and get that finished where you rise up to any other occasion. It's been like 9 years of you guys working on that road and still nothing's done. I'm joking. I used to live in North York. From Seattle, would like to visit Toronto. I've only been to Vancouver. Vancouver's dope. It rains a frig ton though. Rains a bunch. I was literally just there. I was there literally a month ago. Yeah, I was there. I was just there. Really dope. Just rains a friggin' ton. Okay, hang on. We have an update. Chaudhry's giving us an update. Also, shout out to y'all for staying here till 9:50. Oh shoot, it's 9:15. I almost gotta go soon. Peter Sellers and Marlon Brando were supposed to play the lead roles, but Michael Wilson took the copyright his own name. Michael paid $10,000 to be associate producer. To be fair, what's $10,000 from like 1985 to 2000? Like 40 years ago, $10,000 was a lot of friggin' money. That was like enough to buy a house. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Yes, Tiny Horse. That's it. It's called Tiny Horse. Is it called Tiny Horse or is it in Tiny Horse? Hey, Tyler, we all got to get it somehow, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Don't sell drugs, please. I'm telling you right now, please don't. I do not want to. Damn it. Now I'm screwed. Now look what I've done. I've used my influence for evil. What's your anticipated shows for 2025? You want live action? You want anime? Because like anime is gonna pop off this year. We got Fire Force coming back. Windbreaker is coming back. I think JJK is coming back. They got My Hero Academia Vigilantes coming out soon. Final season of My Hero Academia is coming out soon. They got some. I'm on anime right now. I feel like a lot of live action stuff is boring a little bit. I'm kind of about it. Even like TV shows, like it's not even just Marvel anymore. It's just like all TV. It's kind of like whatever. Oh, I think House of Dragons is supposed to come back this year. Tiny Horse Film Studio in Toronto. I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look that up because that's actually not a bad idea. The equivalent on 20K. Oh, okay. 10,000 is 20,000. I thought it would have been a lot. I thought it would have been a lot more. Yeah, My Hero Academia is dope. The way that it ended was really annoying, and then they went back and actually fixed it, which was kind of dope. So I would say that'd be cool. Kofi's new job, mentor and guidance counselor. Yeah, I just told someone to do drugs to buy a camera. I don't think I should be in that position for anybody. If anyone's asking about like mentorships and stuff like that, I think I got an email from somebody who might be in chat today. That's kind of advice you could expect. So I don't know if that's something you're interested in, but I'm joking. Please don't do illegal things to buy cameras. Please, because you'll blame me, and then it's gonna make a whole new stream of videos that people are gonna make. The truth about YouTubers. Just kidding. Waiting for Andor season 2 and Last of Us and Andor actually. I haven't finished Last of Us, to be honest with you. I'll be so real. I haven't finished it. But Andor was dope. Hey, good to see you as well. I'm going to be going in like 10 minutes, though. I'm going to give myself 10 minutes. I'll be in my car at 9:30 to go and get about 40 minutes of cardio done before I get back home, which hopefully is before 11, so I could watch Dragon Ball Daima, because I'm not caught up yet. Serious question. Any movies or cinema you'd recommend to help study filmmaking skills? I feel like all of them. I think all of them really. Like I think most people will tell you to watch like a bunch of classic movies and stuff like that by directors that we don't stop talking about, and those are cool and they're nice. But there's like certain like a lot of Scorsese stuff like I've truthfully never cared about really, just the subject matter never appealed to me kind of thing. But I would just say watch your favorite movies, but then just watch them again with a filmmaker's eye on it, because then that way you start to dig in a little bit deeper on the things that you like rather than what I think you should like, if that makes any sense. And there we have James, who has said exactly what I said, but just smarter than I am. Because that's how things work. If you repeat things I say, but smarter, it sounds way better, and it's probably a little bit more accurate. Also, to be clear, there is a Portland, Oregon, and a Portland, Maine. We're the OG one, way cooler. Love the other Portland, though. Okay, so here we're going to have a conversation about American cities, because y'all are really bad at this, but y'all really, really, really need to get more creative with the names of how you name your stuff. Because there's a Washington State, and there's a Washington, D.C. Now, there's 2 Portlands, which is confusing. I think there's multiple Oaklands, and then you have an Ontario, California, but we already have an Ontario, Canada, so you copied us. Get more aligned with the way that you guys name your cities, or it's going to get really confusing. What do you do for cardio? So I will box twice a week, except I've hurt myself, and my lower back of all things hurt yourself boxing. And that's usually the things that I do. I will bike mornings and Stairmaster if I don't have a really sore lower back, because Stairmaster is kind of just like, it's tough, it's depleting. For like anybody, like I don't know anybody that enjoys using the Stairmaster other than bikini competitors. So those 3. So bike, box, stairs. Stairs suck. They're awful. They're god awful. Yes. Hang on. We have another update from Chaudhry. Hang on a second. Not only that, Peter stole Sajiat's multiple screenplays and was selling it in Hollywood for just $100. Columbia Pictures was still interested, and they want to start directing. Huh. I think Chaudhry should have his channel where he goes on live and he just tells us facts. Gotta let you know, followed your advice at the beginning of the year. Subscriber count has jumped by 90, and the average view count duration has gone up well over 100%. You got to do, that's a testimonial right there. I'm a YouTube guru now. That's a testimonial. No, congratulations, bro. That's dope. That's really good. That's awesome. Don't like Dragon Ball Daima, low-key overhyped, but Dandadan is where it's at. Aaron, I could agree with you and I could disagree with you at the same time. So I think the reason why people that are our age don't like Dragon Ball Daima is because they forget that that show is specifically made for children. It's not meant to be like you watch Dragon Ball Z and here's nostalgia. It's meant to kind of be the kids' version of Dragon Ball, like the way that we watched Dragon Ball Z when we were children, which like I think Dragon Ball Z finished when I was like 12, 13. Dragon Ball Daima would probably appeal a little bit more to me at like 12, 13 than it would when I'm like 33. So I think it's the same thing with like Miss Marvel. Like Miss Marvel objectively is a good show for like people from 12 to 16. But what ends up happening is that like us, where we are familiar with the character like now, it might not appeal to us the same way. So there's a lot of hype because I think people just want more Dragon Ball properties, but also I've accepted the fact that like it's a kid show. It's a kid show. There's no other way to slice it. Dandadan's dope. Dandadan's dope. I wish they would tone down the innuendos, because sometimes I'm like, that was unnecessary. We didn't need to. They're high school kids. Like they're still high school children. I have to like remind myself that. I'm like, oh, this is a weird theme for high school kids. Like the episode where like both of them wake up naked. I'm like, I didn't need to see that at all. That was weird. It's super weird sometimes, but other than that, greatest theme song unequivocally. Creepy Nuts is great, but yeah. Yeah, Americans, y'all still, I mean, to be fair, Canadians also stole the entire country and then gaslit the indigenous people to thinking otherwise. And then just said like, hey, we're not that bad because we didn't have slaves. Like that was a plus at all. And we did anyways. Not me particularly, for obvious reasons. But yeah, no, Western history is built up a lot about just stealing stuff from everybody else, which is also kind of weird. Dragon Ball Daima is essentially GT reincarnated. Effectively, it's just GT if Toriyama was involved, because GT didn't have his involvement, but I think they bought rights to certain characters and stuff at the time, and that's how you got Dragon Ball GT. Ready for yes, I am. The Infinity Castle movies are going to be sick. I've read the manga already, and like it's brutal. Like the Infinity Castle movies, like if you have a favorite character, don't honestly don't have one, because you'll hurt your feelings, bro. True. Yeah, like I don't know. When I think about anime and stuff, and like I realize who the target audience is for, like technically speaking, um, our age demographic should more be in line with like Berserk. Berserk is traumatizing to watch. Like I watched the Berserk movies and thought it was all good for the first two movies, and then I watched the third one. And like, if you're gonna watch Berserk and the movies on Netflix, skip the last 20 minutes of the third movie. You'll be traumatized. Like it's like I actually felt I've never felt uncomfortable watching anime before, like that badly until I saw the third Berserk movie. And there are things in that movie that I will be demonetized on if I said them out loud here. I feel Toriyama made Daima as a callback to the original Dragon Ball. Absolutely, I agree with this. Fantasy aspects of the series even went a little bit of Dragon Quest series. I could agree with that. Totally agree with that. I think that's how they made it. I'm still contemplating the anime watch parties on Sundays. Completely unrelated to YouTube. Also, it's hilarious. I keep doing these live streams. I think I actually lose subscribers every single live stream, which, whatever. Good riddance. I don't care. Columbia Pictures wanted Michael Wilson to back off from that movie, but he didn't, so the Alien was never made after spending 5 weeks in Hollywood. Back months later. Wait, did he also write Alien 2? Is Alien stolen? What the... Okay. Well, you know what? Chaudhry, I need you to make a channel whenever you're done. You're in medical school, I think. Which is wild that you spend 2 hours with me while in medical school. Thank you. I want you to make a live channel, and I want to know this lore, because I don't know that. Bronco mods outside of security measures, obviously. Yes. It's going to be super cliche, but I do kind of want to lift my sport a bit so I can put on bigger tires, which will destroy my fuel economy, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. There's a couple of like cosmetic stuff that I want to do to it. I just haven't got around to pulling the trigger and doing it. I haven't got around to pulling the trigger. Like I've ordered my winter tires. I haven't even gone in to get those installed yet, and I probably should, considering it's going to snow all day tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna do a couple things to it. I think definitely gonna get a bull bar. I haven't figured out what I want to put on the top just yet, or if I want to put like a tent attachment for when I eventually do travel during the year. But it's a couple things. I'm open to suggestions though. So if anyone sees anything cool to mod your Bronco Sport, let me know. Here's about Dragon Ball Z. Blink, blink, stare, blink. You know what? I think at the end of Dragon Ball Daima, I think they're finally going to tell us that they're going to continue Dragon Ball Super. Because none of you guys, I don't know if any of you guys read the manga, there are like 3 whole arcs that happen after the Tournament of Power that were really dope. But we haven't seen them yet. So I'm excited to whenever they get around to that. Maybe they just make the movies and then continue the series like normal. Because I kind of hope they do that too. Code Geass has never been more relevant, especially the way America's go. Yo, yeah. If you guys don't know what Code Geass is, I would recommend watching that, especially right now. Yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of a little like that. Shoot, I don't remember what those look like. Hang on a second. Dukes of like how bad is that the bull barn? I don't actually see the bull bar. Oh, this is a little one. Looks like a goatee of bull bars. And then who's the other guy? Boss Hog? What Boss Hogs? Car. We're doing this in real time. I'm trying to figure this out. No, not that kind of bull bar. I don't think that would protect me from anything. Months later, after this, he came to know from his good friend Arthur C. Clarke that Michael was. What? Okay, so I learned something new every day. Chaudhry is giving us the lore on how E.T. and the Alien was a stolen movie from the Western world, which doesn't surprise me whatsoever. This is dope. We'd like to see it. Okay, it is 9:30. I'm gonna go and exercise because I haven't done all day. Also, I don't know if I can swear on live streams. I probably can't, but it is what it is. That being said, I'm gonna get ready to go. I don't go to bed till midnight, so I do have to. Oh, wait. He said wait. Okay, fine. Told you we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. But yeah, hang on. Listen. This man said, I'm not finished. Hold up. I guess we're going to stay. Chaudhry said, I'm not finished. Hang on a second. We're not going yet because Chaudhry needs to finish the story. And I'm like, hey, let me hear it. But I do need to go to the gym. I absolutely do need to go to the gym because I feel like absolute crap. Oh, wait a minute. It's Sunday. No, my gym shouldn't be closed. No, it shouldn't. They don't lock the doors. It's 24 hours, but sometimes they lock the doors. Hang on. I'm not going to leave yet. We're all waiting for Chaudhry's story because he said I got to hear the complete story. And I don't want to know what happens if I cut a man off while telling a story. Chaudhry, you got to type fast, brother. The longer I wait, the less likely I am to go to that damn gym. Yeah. Hey, peace, James. I'm trying to go too. I'm just waiting for. Yeah, I guess while we're waiting. Oh, later on. Hang on a sec. Chaudhry, I need the Cole's notes. Well, two questions. Top 3 favorite classic anime, and what lighting system would you invest in if you were starting over? Technically, I'm starting over with lighting right now, except for this Nanlite Forza 300 that is falling apart. It's on its last leg. I would probably say getting a 600 watt aperture bicolor light, which I don't remember which one that actually is. But whatever that is, I would start with that and then getting a bunch of modifiers for it if I was to do that. Top 3 classic animes. I'm going to go, obviously Dragon Ball Z, which I'm going to call a classic anime because of how old I am. Gundam Wing. Yu Yu Hakusho. Those are my top 3. Oh, Princess Mononoke. That's a throwback. Okay. I mean, Dragon Ball Z, I think, anyone who's born, like, after 89, I think Dragon Ball Z. Christian, respects. Boo was never made. Oh, okay. Chaudhry, is the story complete? And I don't mean that in a mean way. I want to go to the gym. I want to go real bad. And the longer I wait, the less likely I am to get in my car and go. And I will feel terrible if I don't. But essentially, Hollywood did an entire runaround on another producer who wrote E.T., which is unsurprising, to be honest. Ooh, Akira animated movie. Okay, yeah, Akira was dope. Chaudhry, is it safe to go to sleep? Like, is it safe to leave? Is it? Is there any more lore? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell me if there's more to the story. Because then I'm trying to get to bed by midnight, bro. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take what James is doing. This was just an impromptu live stream. Maybe Sundays we'll keep for Q&As. Maybe we'll do a little watch party because it seems like there's a lot of anime fans inside of this group. But we'll do like an anime watch party / Q&A. Oh, hang on. There's more. Hang on a second. This is dope. Okay, with that, I gotta go to bed. Okay, I gotta go to bed. He said that's the end. Choji said this is the end. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for bringing that. Choji always coming with the facts in every single live stream. I'm gonna live stream more, see if I could stump him. See if I could like out live stream his Hollywood facts. But with that, I gotta go to the gym. Mans are trying to look snatched for the summertime, which is still 6 months away. But this is my winter training arc. So see you guys in the next one. Thanks for showing up to this me yapping for 2 hours again. Peace.